Today I'd like to talk about discursive thought and pain and suffering. So a lot of the teachings that you hear will actually say, let go of the discursive thought and come to the feeling that arises. So in my own experience, what I find is that it's discursive thought or the mind that's actually trying to heal the pain caused by the feeling. So when something has happened that caused pain in the heart, so in this instance I refer to the chitta, as they call it in Buddhism, the heart mind. So it's you could say it's in the center of your chest, but it's the heart. And what happens is, when an impression from the outside lands on the heart and pain is caused, you can't immediately, like a lot of people can't immediately just go to the sensation. So this is sort of a reflex, because what the mind does is, the mind's first instinct is to go and solve the problem. So the mind will go in and it will try to solve the problem, and it will bring up more thoughts and more ideas and more how-tos, and it will go around the problem like a dog chasing its tail, trying to solve it. And some problems can be fixed through the intellect, problems that involve logic or some sort of reasoning can be solved in that way. But problems of the heart, or problems that are carried in the chitta, or heart pain for that matter, isn't really solved in that way, because the mind gets stuck in a continuous loop, essentially. So a thought comes up or a memory comes up, it triggers a feeling, and that goes around in a cyclical manner. But what happens at some point is, you can go through this process of thought, pain, thought, pain, thought, pain, and finally the mind is just exhausted, because the dog that's been chasing its tail is out of energy. And suddenly then you come to just the pain or just the suffering in the heart, and you feel it. And sometimes there's a physical sensation, like a heaviness in the chest or a tightness in the throat. And a lot of teachers will say, go with that sensation and stay with that sensation. A very good teaching that I heard from one of my teachers, Ajahn Viradhammo, because when this happens, when that pain happens, then you really want it to go away. You don't want to stay with it. But the healing or the getting through the pain happens by staying with it. I mean, it depends on how strong the pain is, of course. So he has this little saying which says, it's okay, pain, for you to be here. I love you. I will always love you. And I have always loved you. So it's okay for you to be here. And you start to receive that pain, which is now independent of discursive thought. So you're just holding the pain in loving kindness, and you're allowing it to manifest, and you're allowing it to be there. And like all phenomena, it eventually passes. Of course, there's a good chance that it will come back a few times, and each time it comes back, you embrace it in that field of loving kindness, as described by Ajahn Viradhammo, which is, I love you, I will always love you, and I have always loved you. That's all for today. Thank you.